and welcome back to my channel, Country Conversations with DVD. Baby, I am about to give it to you real and raw like I do. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 22. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going to get right on into it. So let's go. Well, the episode opens up. Marceau is crying. Kim. Come get on me. Drug test. Boy, when I tell you, somebody was terrified, wasn't he? Y'all see him get behind all the women that he has a tendency. Let me put my glasses on. That he has a tendency to disrespect. Ain't that something? Child, he got behind Kim. He got behind Jalen. Is that his name? Jaden? Something with a J. He got behind everybody. And he was acting like a punk. Which leads me to believe what was wrong with Stormy calling him a B.I.B. when he was acting like a punk. B.I.B. Like a punk. And he was just like running around acting like he was, terrified of a mean. Baby, a mean wanted to test, didn't he? Move right along. So Martell in confession gonna say, ooh, those women just say anything out their mouth. So when they say anything out their mouths, and they have no chill, and things of that nature, that's bound to get the men riled up. Martell. Then they roll that beautiful bean footage, don't they? Showing Martell and Marceau and Cheese Puff about to run down at that good Madonna, Miss Destiny's old place of business. Is that place open? Somebody from Huntsville, let me know what's going on down to the Madonna. And he's like, well, what we guys do, we just chill. Was that chill? When y'all was about to fight down in Madonna? That's chill. Oh, okay. Anyway, moving right along. Keke tells Letitia to go check her husband. Go check your husband. Make him get a lie detector test. And, Marceau's still in the background talking about make her go get a drug test. Keke, do it. Then Mel goes out to check on her. She said, well, I was wrong. I didn't mean to, let things get out of hand like that. Then here come Mel. She says, I understand your reaction in the moment. Yeah, because you had a throwing glass moment too, didn't you? Don't you remember? Down at them good Fletchers. She said, well, I was just trying to, make her understand that I had nothing to do with what was going on with the girl calling me, or the young man calling me about the girl and Marceau having the affair. And in this moment, again, I believe Keke, because how many times, or what would it benefit, or how would it benefit Keke to get on the phone and say, hey, dude, that's supposed to be the ex-boyfriend to the stylist, assistant, whatever, I want you to tell me, is Marceau cheating? I believe Keke that the information was brought to her. So, Cheese Puff's like, well, it was, in confession, he says, I believe that was Armin's job as a husband to get control of his wife. Well, did you have much control over Kimmy when she was shoving Keke in the chest? Kimmy is messy, and she's on my list. Now, I'm glad she survived that chemo. And a lot of people saw her low-key dirty shade years ago. But now I see it, and she is becoming slowly my least favorite person on the show when she was my favorite. Keke said that she's tired of trying and she's done. And Kimmy says in confession, well, I believe thought that he was defending his wife, but you can't defend somebody in wrong. Back outside at the car. Kiki's backing her shit up to get ready to go. And here's Mel. Mel talks to her like she talked to one of her children, don't she? Now, I'm coming out here to check on you, Keke. But was Tisha being disrespectful to you? Keke, no. Did she say something to you to make you act out of your character in that manner? No. Then what was it? Keke said, I know I was out of line. I should have walked away. Yes, because it's always a better way to handle things. Yet, we go back again. You also threw a glass. Now, we got to talk about human emotions. It's only so much you can take when somebody is throwing up your addiction in your face, when you know that you are trying to do the right thing and get clean. You lose control. And just like Martell kept throwing up in your face that side dish was better in bed than you lost control. So in that moment, I appreciate you being very gentle with how you came at her, but at the same time, you should have been more compassionate, I would say, more even keel, because it seems like that you were trying to accuse her, not thinking that as a human being that we all lose our emotion. And so Kim is in confession, being messy. Whatever the rumors are between Marceau and Letitia, those are their rumors to deal with. They're not Keke. And Keke had no business being upset about rumors that were brought to her about someone else's marriage. Well, you and Tisha are both ostriches. You bury your head in the sand when you hear things about Maurice, and she buries her head in the sand when she hears things about Marceau. So, two ostrich sister-in-laws together. Sisters-in-law. Not sisters-in-laws. The S don't go at the end of law. Anyway, Tisha says, well, I'm done. I'm done with the whole situation. And I've explained to her that I'm tired of her dipping in my marriage. Okay. Yes, she dipped indirectly in your marriage. However, I honestly believe that she thought she was doing the right thing. So, Marceau in confession says, yeah, and it's like this. You know, she's been jealous. She's jealous, and she wants Tisha's life. What? When Keke moves, she moves into the house. Is right. Rental or not, she's moving in the house. Worry about Scott Miller. Because you know she has to be jealous because Marceau and Tisha are living their best life. You know, everybody's jealous. Hell, Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, Michael Jackson deceased. Wrong person. I should have said Michael Jordan. That's who I was looking for. Michael Jordan's jealous of Tisha and Marceau. Beyonce and Jay-Z are jealous of Tisha and Marceau. Barack and Michelle are jealous of Tisha and Marceau. no one is as rich and living as good as Tisha and Marcel. See, Marcel, I'm just as sarcastic as you and better at it. Okay, so moving right along. Both Keke and simultaneous scenes almost say that they are done. Marcel says that and Confession says he does not believe that they are done with each other. So she says, I'm just going to leave them alone and stay out of what Tisha believes that is their marriage. And then Mel says, when they are getting ready to leave, because Stormy's out there too, because Stormy has Keke's back. But I was looking at Diana Rose and she put something on my mind. I had forgotten that Stormy wasn't really dealing with Keke either because of the situation at Mel's sleepover, right? You remember when she said that if you do it to me, if you do it to your own cousin, you'll do it to me, so I don't have much for you. Remember that? So, it's not a person on this show, with the exception of Mel, that has not had some kind of issue with Keke. Because I'm thinking that Tisha brought Keke on the show to always have her back in the way that Miss Hale and Robin have each other's back. However, Mel mentions to, well, I know y'all didn't want to have all that drama because y'all are fair brothers and whatnot. Ain't you, Tisha? Sorority sister. And Keke, from my understanding, allegedly, and Kimmy are sorority sisters. Right? So it's a lot of Greeks on this show. Cause I'm thinking so Jalen, Marceau, and the guy that was Kimmy's friend are all Q dogs. Cheese Puff is a Q dog too, I think. And then Motel Hotel is a cap. And like I said, Keke and Kimmy are deltas. And I think those are on the deltas on the show. But that's the same thing with apparently on these shows, they throw their sisterhood that they sworn to on paper to uphold and uplift. They throw it clean out the window when it comes to these shows because that's what Wendy did. That's what Wendy did. I'm sorry, that's what Miss Hale did to Wendy over there on Real Housewives of Potomac. Right? They both AKAs. Threw that right out the window. She has more allegiance to Robin, who's a Delta, than she does her own sorority sister. So apparently, like I said, hey. Now when it comes to my wife, you ain't no frat brother of mine when it comes to my wife. Okay? And that's exactly what you should see. Mel in Confession says, well, Keke did cross the line. It's just got to be something else to it. Because, Tisha didn't really do anything to her at that moment. So, back to the scene in the kitchen. Keke says, Tisha says about Keke, well, she's a known lie. Mel comes in. Girl, I was wondering, do you need something? Do you need anything? Like another shirt or something? Well, girl, you should have asked her that before she got with you. Because that shirt ain't nothing but a rubber band. Keke says, and then Tisha says, well, I'm so sick. Oh, I'm doing the wrong voice. I'm supposed to be doing Tisha's voice. Rewind. Well, I'm so tired of me being there for family, and family hurt me. worse than anybody. Tiffany arrived. So I called Tiffany. Tiffany, like Tiffany and funny mixed together. Because she thinks she's being funny. But she's super messy. Okay. And everybody, oh, girl, I'm so glad to see you. Kimmy, phony and fake. You know you don't like messy Tiffany. And so shortly after Mr. Tiffany arrived, Jalen pulls up in the Rubicon. Kimmy sat there. Oh, that's mine. I know that's mine. Girl. And she runs over, hugs Cheese Puff, about to knock him down. And then she rudely leaves her gift back at the table. Tiffany chimes in and says, I knew she was moving funny. Girl, talking to Tisha. Girl, you know what? I knew it. You know, with that whole thing she got going on down to the Home Depot. You can't trust people who have things to lose. That's right, girl. I sure can't. Because she sure ain't got nothing to lose. I got everything. That's why I got up innocently and didn't do anything. But I was innocent all the time. And I spoke to her husband, but I didn't speak to her. Get it? Y'all get what I'm saying right there? Of course, Keke was going to be peeved because she didn't speak to her and spoke to her husband. And then, on top of all of that, Keke spoke to her. Mail and confession said, well, Tisha knows things she don't want to hear. But don't get mad at the rest of us when we believe what we hear out here in these Huntsville streets. She's being an ostrich. Well, Mel didn't say that, I did. But hey, that's what she was thinking. If she could have thought of the word ostrich in that moment, she would have thought it. Okay, back at the table. Okay, we have cousin Courtney, who looks just like Wanda, Keke, and Tisha. Baby, when I tell you that them Wonderites look just like, I'm calling them Wonderites because Wanda is the elder. Courtney says, I'm trying to understand what's going on, Marshanda says. She's a liar. And everybody is lying on Keke. I'm lying on Keke. Tisha's lying on Keke. She's not the liar. Crime Stoppers are lying on Keke. $1 billion industry lying on Keke. Well. In each and every scene between the scenes and the commercial, it says that Keke Jabbar has not been arrested for any of these crimes. Now, if she was guilty, or they really honestly suspected that she was guilty, I honestly believe they would have arrested her behind just like they did your girl Destiny. So, Tisha chimes in. Well, Courtney, you know what our granny used to say. If they will steal from you, what was the saying? If they will steal, they will, if they will steal from you, then if they lie on you, I got it. If they lie on you, they will steal from you. If they steal from you, then they will keep you. Girl, speak on your husband. He's lying to you. Kimmy, speak on your husband. He's lying to you. If he's lying and acting like he's satisfied, or he's cool with you not giving it to him 5-6 times a week, then he's also a liar. Right? Okay. Now, moving right along. Keke says, there is no benefit to her for lying on Marcel, which is not. Mel asked Marsha, well, what happened between you and I mean? And then Marcel said, well, I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose because I have to go after the man. I called him. I called him or I called his wife. Don't be. Ma'am, why did you do that? Courtney said, you're going to have to stop, girl Courtney. Now, you know Keke is extra. You're going to have to stop bringing up her addiction. Marshanda says, well, I meant to rile them up. You meant to rile up somebody you were running from? Literally hiding behind women? To get away from him? Child, you might not need to rile up nobody else while you talking about people writing checks their asses can't cash because it look like you cashed out. Move right along. Here we go. Stormy says, well, you did the same thing to Courtney. And he said, well, I wasn't expecting Courtney to write a check that he couldn't cash. You sure wasn't? Because like Storm said, if Courtney got it, you would have got your ass beat. And Marshanda said, well, you kept calling me bitch. And then she said, is that a trigger for you? He says, now you know that's a trigger for any man. Cheese puff steps in. If you are calling a man a bitch, you know that's going to trigger them. And then Motel said, yeah, because be a bitch that he is, I'm going to call you a bitch back. Well, Martell said. Some said, well, you could have told me that. Simple as that. Motel said, why didn't Tisha correct you? Because Tisha know what's going on. Tisha know what the business is. Tisha know her husband is a bitch. Kimmy says, now, if that had been Marshall, Marshanda, calling you a bitch back, then you know Courtney would have had a problem with that. Boy Courtney. I'm not calling him, I know he's a grown man, but if I say boy Courtney and girl Courtney, because there's two Courtneys on the show, come on now. But I know how sensitive y'all is in the audience, so I'm going to make sure. And then, in the confessional, Stormy says, well, if I present that type of shade and sass the way Marshanda does, then, you know, that's bitch behavior. And it is. Here comes Miss Kimmy. Well, but she knows she tried to dress it up with all that pepper and, I'm sorry, not pepper, sugar and cinnamon in the way that she's really dissing Keke at the table. Well, all I know is when she came up to hug me, she was just, you know, all those tremors. And then she looks at Courtney and says, you think maybe she needs some more help, bitch? You said that you wouldn't have invited her had you known that she was going to cause all that drama. Where is the communication between you and your good sister-in-law? Because if you had any type of communication with her, then you would know that this rumor is out here on your good brother-in-law. And you would know from your sister-in-law's country mouth. I can talk because I'm country. Right? Okay? These are country conversations with DVD. That they are having issues. Now, you're going to feign ignorance. And then you're going to feign ignorance as a nurse. Oh, no. Yeah, that's what you did. So, anyway. Stormy is getting upset. Courtney says, well, she may be moving funny like that because, you know, it's the addiction maybe, you know, she might be coming down off the addiction. And that happens. Okay? Kimmy knows that, you know, you have to get on. Normally, in rehab, they give you methadone. That's what it is. What kind of nurse professional are you? That's just like you were acting like you were ignorant, like you didn't know that chemo messed with your libido. I'm not a nurse, and I knew that. Even though psychology is, affiliated with the medical field, it's not technically in the medical field. Courtney says, girl Courtney, see, you know what, Marshonda? It's not right for you to be making fun of the issue. And everybody at the table agrees with it. And then, well, Miss Kimmy says, well, you don't pull up and throw some water at somebody either. So they're trying to make it seem like she threw the water because of the drug addiction. Not just Marcel. Cheese Puff and Kimmy and Tiffany are as well. And Marshonda says, you know that's what it is. Because you're back on that stuff. Then he looks at Storm and asks her, I'm tired of being big. Well, tells her, I'm tired of being a big person. Have you ever had somebody on drugs around you like that? And she was like, yeah, my best friend. Stormy is steadily getting even more upset. And in confession, she says that she's triggered. And then he jumps up and says, and she jumps up and she leaves once he's badgering her. But did you do this? Did you do that? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you had to go get somebody in the middle of the night. All this type of stuff. Yes, it is triggering to a person that you know has an addiction. My uncle, rest his soul, was an alcoholic. But he was the kindest person that you ever want to meet. But when that addiction gets a hold of you, you turn into a totally different person. Rehab after rehab after rehab, right? All the times that he was clean, he was clean. And my thing with Marsawa is he does not believe that she was ever clean. And, Stormy tells him, you can't jump to that it's her addiction that's messing her up every time she gets mad, because people get mad normally. I got mad at my kids 5 minutes ago because they won't be quiet. Next, Martina asked her, well, what was it like when you seen your girl on drugs? Why did you let her stop babysitting? Not just, again, badgering her. Then she gets up, and this time she leaves for real. She's not about that life. Courtney goes out check her, because Courtney is her husband, boy Courtney. So I got to make that distinction. She goes out to check on him. And then he says he realizes that he has pushed things too far, and he goes out and apologizes to her. And in confession, Stormy says, I do believe that he has a heart up under all that stuff. Courtney leaves, and boy Courtney come to get her, and then she leaves with him, and she asks him, did he want to play? And you know what? If that Jeep could have had wings on it, like an eagle, Courtney wasn't getting out that doggone driveway fast enough. So, in the next scene, motel, hotel, he invites everybody to the gym. That's your niche, boy. Motel, tap into it. Get into it. And then he's like, well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get, Courtney in shape, and things of that nature. And then Sis and Chris come on. They need to start playing that porn music in the background when Chris comes on the scene, because baby, Then they introduce him to Coach Thomas. Coach Thomas, who's assisting Martell. They go through a rigorous workout, and then Motel, being the woman in the room, updates them on the barbecue. And then he lets them know that Keke threw a drink on Tisha. And Courtney like said, what now? Courtney is took off. Do you hear me? And so with Chris said, yeah, she came up like a mermaid out the water, like she was in a swimming pool. Motel says, well, she did, your wife, you know, he's like, well, I'm not featuring. Courtney says he's not featuring Marshonda, and then Motel says, well, she does disrespect him by calling him a bitch. And then Chris says, well, he called himself a big bitch if he a bitch. And then Chris like, well, he must think he a bitch too, because he sure agree with her. Motel say, in confession, well, people are tired of Marshonda in that mouth. So are you. But aren't you getting emotions involved? That's what you do. You got emotional, didn't you? And then he's like, but it's certain things a mama can't say to a man. Well, you called your ex-wife while she was still your wife, I believe, a hoe on national TV. And so they proceed on to talk about the house. Chris brings up the house. He said, man, we gonna get out of there. He said, man, I got 20 more days. 20 more days to what? Not to get out that house? You don't? Chris tell him, I don't care where you go. Because Motel said, man, you know what he trying to do? He trying to get me in Kim's house. He's trying to get me in Letitia's house. He's trying to get me in Mel's house. He's trying to get me down to the chateau with Sheree. And then in confession, Chris say, I don't care if he goes to Chateau Sheree in Atlanta. I don't care if he goes up on that mountain where Mel stay. He needs to get out that house. Then they go back and talk about their hometown connection, Courtney and Chris. And Chris says that his son was looking at Chris, and he saw similarities, and he believes that they are related. Chris said he's looking forward to finding out if they're related. So Stormy told Courtney that they need to do like a DNA test, and I forget the hometown that they say they were from. But it's a small town with only about 3,200 people. I think it said Chutney Town or something like that. Anyway, whatever it was, it's a small town, and they could very well be related. I mean, and it might not even be distant. I mean, I'm from a small town, so, you know. I'm not related to a lot of people in this small town, though, because my folks are from that good Kemper County, where Miss Storm is from. And then my mom's side is from that good Noon County. So, then we go on to the next scene. Mel meets with the Jabbar. Here we go. Right? The Jabbars are moving again because they're trying to move to a closer place to where, you know, kind of like what Deion Sanders did to Jackson State. There go my neighbors with that loud music again. Now, when you're in a small community and you're in a neighborhood, you have to think, even though you might like your music loud like that, you have to consider other people. You have to say, I just want. I tried to be cool with Marceau, but you know, he's talking about my wife and bringing up my wife and making fun of her dish. Man said, well, Tisha says that she's cool with you. No, she ain't. She don't like me. Keke said, well, ever since we've been dating, the girl been talking about, Mel feigned surprise. Mel said, she's like, well, I don't think that y'all should just, you know, let the relationship pass away. Excuse me, my pharaohs are in here and they are eating snacks, so we just gonna you know, keep it pushing. We're gonna try to get one of the other ones over here out the shot, because I'm about finished. And I told them that. So Mel admitted that, you know, she's thrown drinks in the past, and, you know, she's not defending, you know, her behavior, and she's not going to defend Keke's behavior either. And then Keke says that she is just going to let it ride, and she knows that she was wrong, but she don't want to say that you know, they'll ever get things back on track. And You know, Amin jumps in and says, Marceau is just too comfortable arguing with my wife. And then she says, Mel says, well, things did get escalated. And he says, you know, it's no way that you're going to escalate things. And, you know, it's not the problem that I'm, you know, trying to defend Keke. I'm not trying to defend Keke and her wrong. I'm trying to defend the fact that he's always mentioning her addiction and trying to make light of it. And you don't do that. And that's true. And Keke says, well, I got to get to the point where I got to stop letting my triggers, you know, get the best of me. And then Mel said, have you tried Jesus? Have you tried therapy? And then Keke says she's in therapy, but she's not quite there yet. Mel says, well, back at the barbecue, I was feeling uncomfortable because they were joking about your addiction. Mel says she didn't think it was right that they were making fun of her addiction. And then in confession, Keke says that she thinks that Marceau was deflecting. And then Mel said, well, I believe you are clean. Let's shut it all down. Let's shut down all the rumors about you not being clean. I got it. Right? I got you. Why don't we just shut them up and let you take a test? And it goes on. To be continued. Baby, this doggone reality show has the most continuations, don't it? I got to go. Because this thing is going on for 39 minutes. I was trying to get in everything they were saying. I'm going to have to cut out some stuff. But anyway, that's my time. It's Country Conversations with DVD. On the next episode, it seems like that Keke is saying she's going to turn down that good test because she thinks that Marceau is deflecting. And if she takes the addiction test, then he needs to take a lie detector test. I agree with her. And I'm out. And as I say, when I leave, I'm going to say deuces. She's like,